What's going on, everyone? I can't believe I haven't touched on this yet, but I feel like you guys had to get to like a certain level to be able to understand how metaphors, how deeply they work, how they're encoded, how deep, just so deep they are. What I wanted to share with you is something. So I came from a Jewish household, a conservative, religious Jewish household, strictly religious. Um, and I kind of learned how to read Hebrew. I went to Hebrew school for a while, even though I never really took to it. I can remember being 9 years old, being in temple, praying, and realizing that it was dumb. And that was basically about it. I want to talk to you guys about Yahweh for a minute. So let me show you this. What you're looking at here is known as the Tetragrammaton. It's the name of God. You're reading from right to left. There's four letters, Yud, and then the second one from the right is a Hey, then a Vav, then a Hey. This says Yahweh. And what I wanted you to know is that when you start to dive deep into the Kabbalah, for example, you'll realize, as you learn, you'll realize that the Hebrew Torah and the old, well, mostly the Torah, but the Torah is the first five books. It's called the Pentateuch of the Bible, which is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers. Those are the first five books. But what you're going to understand is that they were never meant to be separated into books, into columns, into lines, into words. That's not how it was. The Hebrew language is actually not a language. It's actually a code, and it's a very multi-layered code. And I'm going to show you one of those codes. First, you have to understand everything that I'm talking about. Understand that we know that we're all God. We know that our children that we have are a part of us, but we experience them subjectively. It's the same thing as God with us. In fact, to create is to give God a new set of experiences. See, there's an infinite amount of experiences because God, being everything, cannot experience anything new. Remember, God is a collection of everything. God cannot experience something new. So the only way to do that is to come to Earth with amnesia and have a subjective experience. Right? Okay, so you're with me so far, because I know you are, because you've heard me talk about this before. This is Yahweh. Okay, so now I want you to follow with me on this. Like I said, the Hebrew Bible wasn't supposed to be broken down into chapters, into verses, all that stuff. It was supposed to be one long strand of letters, and that's how it was supposed to be read. This is the word Yahweh. Now understand how deeply encoded it is. When you procreate, you basically give God a new experience. You get to play God. You're the kid's God. You feed them, you take care of them, you punish them. They're a part of you. You feel that they are separate, but they're not. It's the whole nine yards. As is this. This is Yahweh, the name of God. Now, this is not going to make sense unless I invert it, so I'm going to show this to you. But I just want you to realize Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Now, remember, I'm telling you this is a code, right? Okay, so let's look at this. Look at the picture on the right, not the one in the middle yet. But that's a Yud that's floating up in the ether. That's God. Okay. God then comes down. Now look in the middle. You see that that T-shaped thing with the little line to the left of it? Well, that T-shaped thing is man. And that little line is a child. And then go down to the Vav, that's the child all grown up. As you can see, it's basically a grown-up version of that. When the child is grown up, go down again to the T, and you'll see that that child is now a parent with a kid himself. So this is a code that's meant to convey a message. The Yod is God in heaven, creating man. The man creates child. That's the second letter. The man and the child are separate, but the man creates child. Then the next line down, or the next letter down, the child grows up. Child becomes man. Child creates child. Get it? That's Yahweh. That's what it is. It's procreation. It's the establishment and the infinite ending of life. And this is the kind of code that they have. This is that it's encoded with. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Let me know if enough people don't get it. I'm going to re-record this, but please let me know what you think.